Welcome back. That's just what happens. It's not about like, shares, and subscribe. I swear to Christ, it's not. So anyway, when the teacher handed me the paperwork to pass out to the rest of the class, I remember very specifically reaching my hand out, taking the papers. And as I went to hand them out, I remember putting my hand forward, right? But then I remember like passing the fuck out. I was done. So I took that time, probably about 800 gabapentins. And when I went to hand the papers out, I remember reaching my hand out, just hand out the first one. And the rest were like whoosh, all over the floor. I was out. EMTs, I was in the hospital, life support, trach, catheter, life support, whole thing. That was the first time, second time, third time, my third time OD'd. But this time was an accident. There was an accident before, but I've tried to kill myself a number of times. This time was like a legit, honest accident. And the funny thing about it was, well, I digress. As I took the papers, I went to hand them out, I passed out. And that's all I remember. And when I woke up, I was in ICU. And I was trached. And I was cathed. And everybody was like, there's nothing in your system. How are you not like okay? And I'm like, I'm on probation. I'm on drug court. I took nothing. What are you talking about? I'm not. What? I did what? I did who? Right? All these excuses, right? Because like, good drug addict, good behavior. Like I know how to fucking play the crowd. But that time was the first time I ever had an accidental overdose. And I was out for 3 days before I came to, I believe. And I had a vision, my first vision ever. And I was probably early 40s. There were 3 cards. And I call them tarot cards because I don't have another symbolization that would make sense. But they weren't tarot cards like wands and swords and cups and blase, blase, blue. They were just pictures. There was a bird, which I believe to be a hawk. There was a wolf. And there was a snake. In that order. And I've never really, I'm getting YouTubed and fucking Trump and Ivana and Camilla, but we're still talking Green Party. Anyway, I really didn't know what to make of it. And I still don't 100%, but the longer I've lived my life, the longer I've seen that I am the bird. There's always a wolf that follows a snake, and the snake comes back to the bird. It's always threefold, trifold. Whether that's important or not, it is. If I can, like, 100% tell you why or whatever, like, I can't. Like, I'm not, like, somewhere over the rainbow looking into a crystal ball and your future is your task. Like, I don't care. But the interesting thing about all of that is this, is that after a period of time, all of the birds and the wolves and the snakes add up and they continue to repeat in my life and I see it coherently. But the other thing that's interesting is this, and this is what I think you'll find most interesting, is that I've tried to kill myself at least 5 times in the past 5 years. And the first time, it was accidental with a pit bull in my fucking face, asshole first, was 8 gabapentin. And if it wasn't gabapentin, it was Seroquel. Let's just call it Seroquel because it's stronger, right? Okay, 8 Seroquel. 800s, let's call it that, right? This next time, I knew. Because if that time was a mistake. That was the second time. First time I tried to commit suicide, I took a ridiculous amount of pills, prescription, antidepressants, never narcotics, Seroquel, gabapentin, Ativan, all kinds of things that I wanted to like shut my body down. And the first time, I took a lot of whatever prescriptions, and I wrote letters, one to each of my kids, one to my wife, my brother, my mother and father, lit a candle, said a prayer, said goodbye. First time was a lot less drugs than the second accidental. But the first time, the candle burned out all the way, and the wick on the bottom was made of cardboard. The cardboard caught on fire, and the smoke detectors went off. Fire department saved me. That was the first time. Second time, mistake. Third time, I thought, well, if the first and the second time didn't work but got me those fucking events, if I take double, I'll be perfect. Right? I have tried at least 4 times after, quadrupled the recipe, added handles and handles of rum, dope, all kinds of bullshit, and tried to end my life so many times. And each time more and more and more and more and more. And if they got me that far the first time, you'd think the second time I'd be like, galore! God's not ready for me to go. God's not ready. God's not ready. You don't gotta believe. I don't gotta believe. But like, if I'm taking this amount of fucking prescriptions and not dying, there's a reason for me to be here. There's a reason. And that means there's a reason for you to listen to me. Maybe not. Maybe so. Hopefully my kids will. Because when I called them tonight, one of them thinks I'm out to lunch. The other one didn't answer. My wife will get around to it. I don't mean to be a bitch. I love you all. I shouldn't be like that either. I shouldn't. I'm hurting. I'm hurting. Because I think my points are valid. Like, I think I have something to offer. I think I have something to like teach some way or another in a million ways. My fucking dog's ass is still in my face. I'm not happy. And he's snoring. Because that's some shit. Do you ever see Little Rascals? Look at me, I'm all like Krusty the Clown. Deep, deep inside, deep, deep down inside, slip and slide, deep inside. Oh, do you see those? I don't know if I can, I can't. Those were my babies when they were young. Anyway, we're all here for a reason. And you leave when it's your turn and not before. So I suggest that you call your parents, you tell them you love them, call your aunt, call your uncle, call your sister, your brother, pet your dog, kiss your hamster. Whatever it is, do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it like Nike, right? Just do it. Nike, just do it. Nike, I'm feeling in love. No love, back my head. I'm really playing. I'm not looking for props. I'm really not. But like we're in a place in our country today, and I'm not political. Like I'm really not. But like I was listening to like Trump and Kamala, and like I was Kamala all the way, and I love Kamala. Like I think she is choice. I do. Oh, I just poked myself in the eye. That mean I'm lying? Lying like a stallion? But then I saw that woman from the Green Party. I can't remember her name. Julia Stein? Julia Stein. Julie Stein? Something like that. She's Green Party. And then she started to talk about how Kamala and Trump were going back and forth about the same issues. And I was like, no, it's not Kamala. That's my bitch. Like Kamala all the way. But then I saw a thing on Oprah where Kamala was joking about like, if you break in my house, you get shot. And I was like, okay, like I feel you, but like what? Like what the fuck? Like Kamala, calm your fucking Donald Duck up. Because I have nothing but respect for you all the way. Like my wife got me involved with like Judy Trump. Is that her name? Nancy Trump? Whatever her name is, but like Trump's niece, whatever. And I've been like watching her and like I've been like Kamala. And I'm like, I'm not a voter. I was for Obama. I love Obama. And I'm all for like diversity and ethnicity and like black presidents, fucking men, because where do we come from? Please, America, let's be real. You think this pigment is real? We're all from Africa. Sorry. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Cuckoo. Check your... Never mind. I don't want to go crazy. I do. I have lots to say. And I actually think that next time there's a presidential election... Can you imagine? Tranny on the way. Just saying. But the thing that's important is like, I really didn't expect Kamala to say, if you break in my house, you're going to get shot. And then she said, my assistants will clean this up later. I'm like, are we doing drag? Where's your crease? Better fix your stockings. This ain't neat. And I was like offended. I was offended. The Trump lets people into the White House just screw it up. And Kamala is fighting the same thing back and forth. What is it, a tit for tat or a tiddly wink or a hopscotch game or a pookadoo peek? What are we, duck goosing in fucking 7th grade? Sign your yearbook. Love you, maid. Throw them the fuck both out. Vote Green Party. Have a right, have a story. Yo, fucking Julie Stein is like standing for things, and that fucking man she's with, class act. We need fucking Africans in our house all the way. We need people that respect our country, that have laws that are gonna fucking provide for us. They're gonna protect our borders, that we can let people in and help each other. But in my opinion, when you help other people, we help ourselves first. We help our family first, and then our neighbors. And then we go further. Because when we help home first, we're stronger at one. This way we all win. That's the game. That's no fun. Like, not for nothing, I have about $45 left in my wallet. I'm not eligible for food stamps. I can't pay my rent. I can't feed my dogs. I can't bring my kids to the movies. I'm washing my clothes in the bathtub. I have no deodorant. My toothpaste is ultra bright. I have a cavity up here, right? I don't eat McDonald's. I eat vegetables. I take good care of myself. I can't survive. I went to college. I wasn't smart enough to pass. And that's the truth. I have a 3.97, but numbers don't work for me. So bullshit for me, right? Too bad, right? Too bad. Suffer, Whitey. And it's funny because a friend of mine said the curse of us is being born white. And I kind of shook my head, right? Because everybody thinks that, like, not everybody. Most people think white people are better. Not me. I think we're all the same. All of us. Black, white, gray, green, white, yellow. I could care less. I'll eat with y'all. I'll date y'all too. Men only, thank you. But I'm just saying, like, I think we're all created equally. But I think the problem that white people have is that you're not born with a soul. You have to find it. I think black people have it. So does everybody else. White people are lacking. You have to go find it. You have to know yourself and love yourself and know where you're from. But with the years of fighting and guns and violence and turmoil, it gets lost. I mean, you don't know where you're from and you don't know where you're going, which I am guilty of all the way. until I stopped eating some foods, lots of dairy. Let me tell you something else. Off topic, right? So I like sweets, right? Because like I'm a recovering addict. And like a good addict needs sugar. Hurrah! Need it, right? So I want me some Entenmann's, thinking I'm fierce. Little cinnamon, little powdered sugar, little plain donut. No brown, unfortunately, in the box. But it's so it is whatever, right? But then I was feeling bad and guilty. So I was like, I have deer in the backyard, I have wolves, I have gophers, I have whatever. So I'm like, oh, I'll give it to the aminals, right? So I took my Entenmann's outside, right? And plain Entenmann's, powdered, and cinnamon. About 9 donuts total, right? Brought them out and threw them in to the thicket. So I went today to go weed. Do you know that they're all still there? The animals aren't eating the donuts. The bugs are. Why are the deer not eating the donuts? Why are the badgers and the moles not eating the donuts? Why are they not eating the donuts? What's in them? What is in them? What is in them? Because if the deer ain't eating them and they're shitting in my yard, you better look at that, Entenmann's. We have problems here in the United States. And if it takes a tranny faggot like me to tell you that, you're fucking all mistaken. Because I got something you all need to eat. And it's pancakes, no sour cream. Yeah. Orange juice. Florida sweet. Dog's ass in my face. He ain't eating Entenmann's. Poor thing, Purina. No pedigree here. So can't we just come together and say kumbaya? Mend our fences. Like, I don't want to, like, keep people out of our country. I think we should be open. I really do. Don't hate me. That's just how I feel. Like, I feel like we should help each other. So, like, another thing. So, I live very close to a place, a state park, called Ausable Chasm, which is absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And when I was there, it was like $45 for the day to go like through this whole thing. You get like a trip or whatever, and like you get to go like on like a tube and go through the river and like whatever. It's like $45, and I was offended. I was like, $45? Like, I live here. And the woman said, I work here, and we don't get to go for free. How dare you charge us to go down a river? So I got news for you. I fixed it for everybody. Across the street to the right down the block, I cleaned out the lot. You'll see some signs before a hotel called The Villa on the right, about a quarter mile up. Don't stay there. Follow the trail that has the dried wood. Go down, and it's free.